Car Chronicles to the Home Office Chronicles. Ready? We've been talking about the children's roles in a narcissist family. And I wanted to save this one for last because I can relate. The scapegoat. So this might be more than one part. So pay attention. During biblical times, if you read in the Old Testament, the scapegoat was a goat that was designated by the Hebrews to take upon all the people's sins. And then the goat was totally removed and cast out into the desert. Sounds familiar? So the scapegoat is not designated by the narcissist. The scapegoat is designated by themselves. And the reason why they become a scapegoat is because of the fact that they're the ones that do not play into the roles of the family. They are the ones that are basically the black sheep of the family. Those are the ones that have a voice and use their voice. They don't like to be bullied. They don't like to be controlled. And those are the ones that point out the pink elephant in the room. This is the one that the narcissist has the most problem with because this is the one they have the hardest time getting them to comply to the rules and the dynamics of the family. They're the ones that will tell what's going on inside of the family. They're the ones that are not quiet. They're not quiet and they don't play the game. And on top of that, when they step outside of the house, they will tell you exactly what's happening on the inside of the house. Those are the ones that talk too much. Those are the ones that the family has designated, or the narcissist has designated as the problem child. Sometimes this scapegoat may have some problems in school, but not really all the time. They do better outside of the house than they do inside of the house. They may gather with the family, but you'll notice that they're kind of isolated. That they may, and this is not all scapegoats, may like to read, they may like music. They try to find something to do to get away from around the family. But when they come back in the family, they're the ones that's always designated the problem child. But the narcissist goes hard on the scapegoat because of the fact they can't force them to comply. So there's a lot of abuse that may go on, physical abuse, but there's a lot of tension between that narcissist and that scapegoat. And what the narcissist will do, the whole family comes together because they all focus on the scapegoat. So that's the one time that the entire family comes together and they focus on the problem child. But the problem child actually is really telling what the problem is within the family. And because the scapegoat won't be quiet, that narcissist triangulates with everybody else in the family and everybody comes after this scapegoat. As you get older, if you're a scapegoat, you notice that you just don't fit in with your family. It's like every time you go over there, you're just not one of those type people that like a whole bunch of drama. You're not a type of person that's going to play the game. You're just not one that your emotions going to be manipulated. Go to part 2. Car Chronicles to the Home Office Chronicles. Part 2, the roles that children play in the narcissist family. The scapegoat. As a scapegoat gets older, you'll notice a few things about yourself. Number 1, you can be easily offended. Number 2, you can be the type of person that you want vindication. You can be vindictive and you have a mouth on you. Some of you have no problems fighting. People feel safe around you because you are a protector. Some of the things you may struggle with is that you just don't trust people. You do have problems in relationship because you tend to pull narcissists. But in the narcissist relationship, the one thing that a narcissist notices with you, even though you may get entangled with the narcissist and you may be in a situation with a narcissist, is number 1, you may be a very loyal person. And number 2, that narcissist has a go around with you because they just cannot get you to comply. They can't get total control of you because you are a fighter. You have to be careful because you're the type of person that you have to learn how to have filters. You can't say everything that you're thinking, and you have this habit of saying whatever you want to say without filters. And as you mature, you learn what to say and what not to say. In the very beginning, scapegoats may have a lot of problems with expressing themselves because they were never really heard. And so they have a hard time because they know where their anger can go. Kind of reminds you of an empath, but they're not. Some people confuse them as a super empath. Some people confuse them as a narcissist. So a lot of times you have traits from both of them because of the environment that you were in. You're also the type of person that once you've given a person a chance, you're very loyal and you're giving a person a chance. Once you cut them off, that's it. You won't reconnect with them whatsoever. Once you put your mind to it, that's it. Once people have one, it's not even people, because most of your social group or your friends is very small. But once they have gained your trust, or once you have trusted an individual, you're very loyal to the end. You're one of those people that is a friend to the end, and you'll do whatever you can to protect and help that individual out. You do have a mean streak, because a lot of times you get triggered. And so when you get triggered and things remind you, if you haven't gotten help, and things remind you of something that may remind you of the narcissist that you were with in a relationship, or a narcissist that you were, your home life, you can be triggered very easily. And sometimes you don't realize you're being triggered, and you can come off real quick. And you got a mouth. I said it again. You got a mouth on you. You tend to get around people and you notice that you just don't fit in. Now, in the youth, you may find yourself trying to fit in with people. Until you get older, you realize you just don't fit in, which actually is a benefit for you, because you can work in jobs or do things where it doesn't bother you when people decide to reject you or neglect you, because you lived a life like that in the first place. You're also very analytic, and you pay attention to details. As you get older, you start to pick up on details and little things about people that they don't realize that you're watching.